Let's talk about the aforementioned Raiders. We have Raiders, Vikings. Oakland opening up as 7.5-point dogs. Now you can get them at 8.5-point dogs at Pinnacle. And I think that's too much. I think that's too many points. I'm not saying I'm going to back Oakland, but I do feel like that might be a little too much. This total's at 43.5 opening. It's still there at Pinnacle. It's at 43 at other books. Cousins looks bad. He looked bad week 1. He looked horrendous week 2. If Oakland can stop Dalvin Cook, they can cover this game. They have a strong front 7. Now, we're not sure about Josh Jacobs dealing with a groin issue. I do expect him to play. The Vikings defense matches up well with everyone. They're just a very strong defense. Oakland's first quarter against the Chiefs was very impressive. I know it only lasted 15 minutes, but it was very impressive. They're dealing with injuries. That's another thing that's probably going to keep me off of them. I don't think the way that how they smashed the Falcons was a fair example of how good this team is. I do think this is slightly too many points. I think the Raiders are sort of nomads themselves and are fine on the road. I'm not taking the Vikings here, and I'm not very comfortable with the total either. Donnie, right side, Raiders, Vikings.
It's tough. It's tough because when you're looking on just on the outside of it, the Vikings really should clean Oakland Raiders' clock in this situation. They got busted up last week against the Chiefs. Now they're going to go back on the road. And let's also remember that the Oakland Raiders opened up with their first 2 home games and now finally going on the road into a dome environment. Minnesota needs this game. They're going to win this football game. But sometimes I always get doesn't have the feel for you, Jimmy. It's like one of those games where Minnesota is continually knocking on the door to put the game away, but Kirk Cousins fumbles or throws an interception or, misses a wide open. It just has that feel of like Minnesota's going to end up winning this game 27-20. And if you're laying the 7.5 or the 8, you're going to go down. I'm not going to have a bet on this football game. If I was leaning any one way, I actually like the over a little bit, Jimmy, the 43. I don't think the Raiders have a very good defense. I can easily see Minnesota getting into the 20s. And John Gruden will throw the football all around the lot out there. So boomer bust is going to happen with Carr at quarterback. I think the 43 is actually a little bit light in this one.
That's an interesting look. That's an interesting look towards the over. I'm not going to make a move on the side here. I do not trust the Vikings. I do not trust Cousins. And I don't even feel like this is a get-right spot for them. Tomer says Vikings are a different team in the Dome. Raiders don't have the defense to force Cousins turnovers. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Michael S. says Oakland doesn't stop Dalvin Cook. He ran all over an impressive Packers defense. Yeah, Dalvin Cook is very, very difficult to stop. But I'm not hating on this Oakland front 7. I think it's a strong front 7.